Ofi Ase yene no ebedi nkomo a chartered accountant and a political activist. Prof Macha Kwaba. Me yiri se bibia ededi kama boko.
Bibia boko pa.
Nice one. And a John Bambira ogusu a wodi ni birthday no no di ye and so wodi o chena obedi akopem so August beba na wie ye. On the 3 August anoma John, a member of the NDC communications team was also communication officer NDC Amanu Kono wa Mfanseman Empeswa. So, Ura John, ya mwache mwakwaba. Abi ada din die. Say their life with your Bobby Pow. We say, baby, I will come here show phone so shall be kwaye kama. We CCTV there who be who confirm pass and no so.
E bi po CCTV. Obo amaye Father, son. To be say $1 million.
Sir? And but it's dangerous. I mean, you need some come away till now. Only a chance, prof. And now watch Ninsus and some poor bit mania. I was said, your normal poor. Esitie ewo mayimu wa bra sabre yet say finance minister ka he said ye buy sika 722 ye na he say ye 10 corner no na just say ye ma ye musu ano no I mean same way John me chance for same way and after so latest one ya okuje to black bad ya betu dwafa say West Blue say there sa adwumakuo na ebra na MPP wo opposition mo say no and some fatasa money omo ye adwuma ye mo bongalate atwa contract mo he say Gabi Ochidako na he say wa mo omo din so a wodi animu say attorney general bra beti ase na ye mo omo sika puduo bi eno mo bi sa na Ghana fortetia ye hu na memwo ne say ye hu no ba bia ye kɔ ne say John
Kwame odika na mamfa nchia no mu edrum fa ma wa hwefo na weti fa wagibiro oten na mbɔ mo abado so adwuma so na wodi and that's madam ase
more fire
Kwame say ye ke say Ghana da corruption hub
ya dane dey
corruption hub say on your man bi mo why katasesha man I just say esua the way I was wiaze the way I was see wo Ghana fu wonkom the way I was see was nkrata na pen wo wiaze the way I was see would akohwi and son I a member of this government so until the man ka Kwame abadintin abi na Kwame what da isu no hunsusu yin de nka batena ha mo ma tira ma a simple life
yeah
nka Kwame le kama bana ye for nso da man kofi bi asopita we si schooling a we si akwan light edwuma olema one day one factory olokodo Kwame nka hunsusu yin but every single day Kwame wankasa asensanchonyi ka sampa e batena I can bibia asama kana bibia yin de ewize katasheshe amembu konkon amembu achia onu nkomo nkoti nezi and it is not only you almost every journalist na adwene do na otei magana fu osu ezefa na oma amembu a olukodi everybody holds that the same view also kitai and also so na de bia ba katasheshe ase katasheshe ho asem. And the most important thing that Kwame, yenya obeyi bia wo friend president na Addo Akufo-Addo na oye Franka Tunyima MPP.
That's right.
Kwame okacha no de say inyan Ghana fo say you feel there katasese aban konkon amembo achia amembo asabitafre onyin na onyitir amembo a ode kwadanda ode hoya bra Ghana fo so oni bi mpa na wo pɛ wo numu da Ghana for you once in who because especially corruption no obey is an as principle. Kwame an as principle in then only then kesisira da panizi.
That's right.
Nkame amount paying on the fedefen. May you wound the sisi and side chicken sisira da payo because I share cat your oh my dear Cecilia a visit
so mano
a visit
my dear no on the basis of a dear a juma waya man abine basis no
a juma in there. It's $1 million. It ke share one pass at the time dollar no wa kwatwe MSCD no ontumi nya na njina do maba omi aka de wa lock dollar no we break jail
yeah
na cedi to dollar no it depreciate for more than 55%
yeah
at the end of December 2022 alone.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, no be $1 million. Shannon pass
and more.
And more. Now, them $1 million now the Shannon pass. Kwame say, well, where we gonna man dollar name bogase? Because you now need few cities to chase more dollars.
Why you be a tiamra na? And just moral issues.
It is not about moral issues. When him there's a keep his car, wufie. That's why true inheritance. Them wakana. And now so there will be no demu we see. Another a gifter. You need to pay tax. Your friend be cumulative tax.
That's right.
Cumulative tax in the same BC can over so 3 years in power. Cumulatively you need to pay tax to government. Tax returns ban or file on this offense can. So it is not about only morality. In any case, Kwame, your friend BB Financial Intelligence Center. Juma what in there? Say, Likai sika dollar. No bosom $10,000. It to me in what I feel correct. Into some fan name be I was kept the bank. No $10,000. No Likaya. This African about to use another AK in your bank. You cannot withdraw more than $10,000 from any bank in this country per central bank war regime. It's in any case simple sequoia bank in pa and also even $10,000 before power approval other than Financial Intelligence Center no where you should jumeda edi ansana the cannot by the account ansana kwa withdraw. In any case sesikano be share with them as a result of inheritance or tax ben the tree ofin from pono be share with them ejuma ben na ye no Ghana ha monoma it may more than such an amount of money. It is not solely about morality.
A crime.
Yes.
Okay.
It's no
your institutions are met media pass no exactly. In the case of Cecilia Dapa, OSP, Eguswa Warrior, was a young coswa and what yemu, so Baba Betray, Babia, Mammy Cecilia Dapa, and Sika free, a buy. After now, Yanyasa. Common one year is uncommon again.
Entina say on money beer, President Akufo-Addo, bra, oh, shoot them statement in there. Oh, my dear Cecilia Dapa, okay, my dear, now they sunabo. Flat.
Who promote violence?
I am not promoting violence. What President Akufo-Addo did was giving presidential legitimacy to corruption. Bana otidama wedi. Ghana full ring, Ghana full kasa, civil society, everyone is talking. Oman Peiba Kawasama, Impo Yon Pone, Isakino, now no resigning. Nabaka some Mayan Hudompa, I ready there about Buama. Agencies, why you shuma? It's my dear Siradapa. Mawaye Biarano, Shawoden, Mijudi, Mimdo integrity. I be President Akufo-Addo. A week. Biala, so watching a young quan, there is no way.
Okay.
Into about for Quanibia, or the better Fedefene, Yanku Ewin. I'm not saying that the president is a thief, but more no or today with it. The reason is that the president is not ready to fight corruption. Because I am corruption, Nalankasa Katasha, Wama there, or a mother serpent of corruption. Okafa Matinamidu, Okafa also a Messiah, or Bobon to Katashasi at the time of Ophélie. Using the Anas principle, no. Okafa Matinamidu catch and oh, Musuma Boma fight corruption. So allow me to do my work. I didn't know what happened.
A friend of mother serpent of corruption.
Exactly. So the point is, the president is not ready to fight corruption. It's a kaya kampa. Obey in some. So what we need is President Mahama. Our DBB often Operation Stink or because Mahama demonstrates me how he fought corruption. Mama demonstrate ye won there impo Transparency International what to more confirming that indeed when it comes to the fight against corruption it is only President Mahama who has the desire to understand that nana be me for then nana be me fumpo to me gina odu oke gina assembly bia mo wodi na asem bitira abuga pele but this president honor corrupt onumbi so corruption is man onumbi odibi osebi otuebi to understand that Sanun Kwafo Bibia, he has given a presidential legitimacy. I don't have the position in government, but on no call shots when it comes to any corruption issue.
Right.
In that so it is because president has to know will to fight corruption. The president has made corruption become an institution in this country to the extent that CDD catching the corruption could see Oman close to $9 billion. Since I can say buffer stock suppliers, so demonstration. Since I can say pensioner individual bondholders, as we speak, government has not been able to pay them. This money is going waste. It is government. Another president or promising that he's going to protect the public purse. Now he's protecting the public purse at the expense of Ghana.
Very well. My prof member, but answer prof member. Briefly, NTA a year honorable Haruna Idris wrong. And argument be no making that what can some way on the back of Mama Cecilia Dapadiano. A can argument because he say asset declaration regime and I say a normal bois Emma and pennyphobia and omodying or my japade edino. And also Sadi and Yeshemu. Can I said you see and make his argument, you know?
We are considering the nomination of a deputy to the office of special prosecutor. And Mr. Speaker, my study reveals that throughout the world, corruption is facilitated by three important variables: greed, opportunity, and need. That's what facilitates corruption. Corruption remains an integral part of Ghanaian public life. Even though unjustifiably, Mr. Speaker, the blame is squarely placed on political office holders, as if it's only ministers or MPs because of our opportunity to supervise state resources that we can be associated with the conduct of bribery and corruption. Declaration of assets, Mr. Speaker, is an important ingredient to measure income against persons' earnings, and whether your earning is commensurate to your income. Mr. Speaker, I have argued, and it was before you as chair of the appointments committee, that probably Ghana must now look at reviewing our legislation criminalizing unexplained wealth and shifting the burden of proof on unexplained wealth to the accused person. Because I know the deputy leader is a very good practitioner of criminal law, and he's read Daku very well, and he knows the burden. Proof beyond shadow of doubt or reasonable doubt. The onus is always on the state. But in fighting graft and white-collar crime, Mr. Speaker, permit me, like this matter of Cecilia Dapa, a matter may be immoral, but not necessarily unlawful or illegal. But where does the law itself drive its power from? Morality. A conduct may be immoral, unethical, but not necessarily unlawful. But I maintain, because of the high office we all occupy, that when you engage in conduct that raises eyebrow, this parliament must rise up to the occasion, review our criminal legislation, and review, which has always been the position of the majority leader, the Honorable Osei Mensa Konsu. Our asset declaration regime must be reviewed in total.
Very well. No. Honorable Haruna Idrisu and our tenant Kano said what advances argument and Sabra Yeka say about asset declaration na acquire say opa and away. Person and run Bogami Mass on the KKD, Edin Common. Was it said here, and Brandi Citiano, and it's a young mamma for form who Edisano. When you Haruna Idrisu Yadrin said, I was some running as actually bill.
Yo, M say, Yaka asset declaration, la. My dream, me say, we pay lip service to all of these things by talking about going back to reviewing the laws. Laws, no, you will be brave. What is critical is due diligence. If we talk that moral issues are not necessarily legal, and we are thinking of going back to looking at the law, reviewing them, the best thing I was saying is say, Yenko yenjumemo, Yenkom hone yenko one also ye A, one also ye B, and no, and yam marasam. Ayo juma ye dia show some one yen year, you should show say why yen year, and as one yen, and a friend diligence. Now, so 1 year, and Mrani would di.
It's a public office holder.
Public office
Minister,
holders.
MP.
Minister, MP.
MMDC is in a wrong crowd.
Very good. Intermediate, no, and young Mrani Bebre. Me, I look at this as moral criminality. Moral criminality. Yamawe Juma. Integrousness is very vital.
So, but you need.
Yes, before you get to a public position, I was to me who say, I said it, and I say you will be, and I have more opportunity. So who could do? Now so who say I am bypassing the law. I'm running kasi. Until me yes say until I say you better more compromise to moral integrity. And again for ye compromising moral integrity. When you say BBA and Marabian lawyer, everything is surpassing. Until you say, let's look at due diligence. So we with Juma, now we are. Was said in there, then I was a year. So 1 year, then I was a year. For me,
in the case of unexplained wealth, Sikebi Amenya, and Nasa Japadi Amenya, na Amafo who say, hey, where the enemy Juma, and then my word, then a boy Brano. And no son, the end, you bay any idea, Susunia, who say, I had a free. Why you be a tiamra? I had a free. Why you be a tiamra?
Financial intelligence. Financial intelligence. Look, let the law rest a little. Conflicting with morality. I look at moral criminality. You have been given a job to do. Yamawe Juma say, yeah, we you are a minister.
Yeah.
We Juma. Look at a minister's salary. How much is a minister's salary? Obi kana some osi so bia oya Benjamin bia ka se mejiye anami Oscar munhwe ne tutu. It's only in Ghana that we revere so much public service of officers. They don't have so much.
But we control resources.
They control.
The Honorable Haruna Idrisu Kano.
That is the point. Yeah. And so if you control resource, the resource is not yours.
Okay.
And so if you get overly rich, you are a thief. If you get overly rich, you are a thief. So it takes a public service worker who earns 20,000 cedis to raise $1 million. It will take that person about 15 years to raise $1 million because he spends and saves some money. If you earn 20,000 Ghana and you have $1 million in your house, why do you even keep the money in your house? Integrity is questions. So financial intelligence must come into this. Let the law rest, because some lawyers can bypass the law. But I believe in due diligence. I believe in moral decadness. Let us look at financial intelligence.
And one be any more masadi no. At my age, why any anymore? I mean, here's the case. Mampa say, oh, about who so sabrobe. And I feel so, and somehow would have about married ye in Westbrook, Eddie, baby, ya, Bobo Dimbia, a Fanco phobia, mo bang bang. Your man penny nankasa. So in the case like this, why any anymore? Me and Pep Ketas send a project and won't send some pumasibre. Why any anymore?
State institutions are also winning now have been overreading. My politicians are reading.
Okay.
Until ya Giomutumia for woman sem. No. They have been overreading. And so they have no more power as a tool to even investigate anything. So I am looking at the issue that civil society organizations should continually talk. Because if the president could just come up a day after and I say, Abra Yakase Obi resigning, now what to me, I say, oh, my dear Cecilia Dapa, that statement is a statement of compromise. A statement of compromise. Oman Atenase obey. Because in any case, you are already backing the woman. Somebody has been said to have hoarded cash. A cash without sources basis.
Yeah.
So who else say, my dear Cecilia Dapa, what are you trying to say? You are trying to tell the people, oh, this is my own woman. Let her be. I'll find the route to investigating her. We are talking of moral criminality.
Right.
You're backing this issue.
Okay.
And so you hoard cash and your system is broken. You hoard cash. Inflation is so high. You hoard cash. Your CD is depreciating so fast.
And that was also his royal blackness. So no, Obi to say Gabi Ochi Dago say ono de. Or Abem say we a private man. I 1 year Bema. Ye man a Benjuma only open sika. 18 a year now tight tini din. Ewo scandals a hot wobisano. Sano, what any on that score?
Say yetiti
Gabi Ochi Dago din. was scandals ahodoɔ saa no sɛ PDS bo sɛ what in the say West Blue die bo so what in the Mary die bɛbɛba bo sɛ what in the sɛ ɔno a aban mampanyin mfa no sɛ wɔnyɛ adwuma ma Ghana fo no bo sɛ yɛ tete bibi te sɛ the Boache Jako kan sɛ ɔno ankasa timi free ni pem ka sɛ deal bi yes I extended contract and I say yes sacrament and I say enko offer baby according to KKD no no say where a private individual be a ono de ne de say wo pesca it opportunity ba bram ono ne yadwen
na say won betimi ahihye nukura wo mu ni say
mo na be hihye
aban betimi ahihye me from where I sit I don't look at what I look at the reality. You see, the side kicks can be going to somebody. You bet my the side kicks will be. And no, you bet my Gabi could be used as anyhow they want to use him if he avails himself.
Oh, you to be used, no?
Oh, you can be used.
Sir?
You can be used. You can be used so that you clear the lines of public official operations.
Wow.
But you see, my point is that when you do some of these things, the question is who supervises the public office. If you properly do proper diligence of public office, say, Sika we I am an accountant. Sikano Efahina Kopieho, who awarded this contract?
That's right.
This procurement plan is supposed to be this. The contract now was awarding at this time. Who awarded the contract? Never saying. And according to Gabi, who at all is the Gabi personality? Why is he going through that thing? And why is it every time that we are mentioning his name as if a multiple personality on a board? And that is flawed. It is not worth it. You are a lawyer. You are not a public service official appointed. So you owe no responsibility to us. To me, if I'm investigating, I'll be looking for who is responsible.
Right.
Then, where did the money pass?
Okay.
So probably they have set that side and they are using it. We need to be smart.
Very well.
As a nation.
Bambio, minister will be become was KK the Adrian or chain and I say yet my boy would have saglemy nothing so how's budget and also.
In fact, my accountant on all account ne professional point of view. But as a politician at the same time in academics, no. Ni na okopei the one who is in charge of central government. That's why whether there's going to be due diligence, whether there's going to be transparency, whether there's going to be proper procurement procedures, anything that will ensure that normal akoye no, it will depend obia or a leader. So when the commitment is not there, say yeah, obia the yimpo abema still. It is the reason why.
But usually the same characters. That
is the reason why I'm saying there. You don't have president who has shown commitment to fighting corruption. He's not fighting corruption because the commitment is not there. Until one power or man sure due diligence to them accountant he's fighting those people. Today where is Wafene Dominivo? Where is Dominivo? For the first time in the history of Ghana, all the CSOs waka President Akufo-Addo the abai to the standard of Obi fight corruption, you have to sack him. Don't proceed, don't leave. By virtue today even in Pokuno 60 years. Even at the time Pokuno proceed on leave, there were people when you're 68 years. Kakes Apono 68 years. He was still at post. So he's not committed. Until if there's no commitment, people will be doing what he's doing. Another what they are doing. And until he be some question there. Asu oye there. Obizin over share. We find then in Juma another contract man. And now say accountancy though. We find then Gabi to me ye moye. In fact, sa Gabi nan kreye President Akufo-Addo. I just a Gabi back general nan kreye President Akufo-Addo. But so now another President Akufo-Addo, he doesn't have anything to do with the government business.
Oh how?
Oh yes.
So I am
I am not saying that. I am not saying that. Mama promote private sector, another private individual to engage in government businesses. But your friend will be conflict of interest. Article 284. Also, a public officer shall not put himself in a position where his personal interest conflicts or is likely to conflict with the performance of the function of his office. Even one more get a position in Pono, they dare not to conflict their interest. No, why? It's a get a position a manker. What are you using to get those contracts? President Kufone time, it's the Gabi, only contractor at the folder, or inflate contractor now. Sabin that time, no, a lawyer. President Merce in the time. Was Gabi not in this country? So Lia Jumazu Suna, man, Nimu down fine, no use in the law firm. Why was President Merce not contracting him? Why was President Mahama not contracting him? Why was President Kufuor was not contracting him? That except President Kufuor because Nanker, Nunya, Nibusuin.
All right,
that is the reason why our corruption had to attain.
Good.
So we need somebody who is going to show commitment like President Mahama did for us to win the confidence level from the investing community. Because as we speak, Ghana Investment Confidence Index is going down on the negative trajectory. The last survey where was there. I read man for one or mine with what was covered because we know what was covered show my over 2 million on Fasono. The marriage now conformed by negative 24%.
Okay, what's as a bubble figures in the Entumricana, Yuna Keno Foriata, Asia, your finance ministry. If it's a nanu or the media budget review statement about 2 years. I'm watching as I said, Yasasia, Yatani Konano, not as a Yasasia, Yesika, some Tutriano, Asasia Manimuso. And I can't get the Befia was saying, is Ghana's leadership so corrupt, greedy and careless that they want the very mosquitoes that infected poor families with malaria to take over the nation under the guise of building nets and providing medicine? Let's just say, and tuntumna or no no so yenya malaria no. He said the tuntumna dani mosquito net aye de babe kriye so. Na no kenoforiata de no no. Baba mi sha sem fru John. Woni kenoforiata ya adwen say wabra wo figures no ne said the data ne city no when ne yadwen say ya shase ya turn corner no meaning say your economy no asase e man musu inflation bi ekoso kama
Kwame Kenoforiata I to abutia dwarf so what's in botia with woti na was nanto
zani hetiti
into the way I yadwen no ye the same to no adwen the way I hu ndam na ye the same to no hu into original parliament won need no si form no nonsense ewim. Yes, so until the man, that is the only sign I'm moving the water no corner. He has turned himself upside down. I need to read then. Osi assassin do. None say room. Because so until the man, Kwame Atenase. No, I also even at the time now, all my damn budget review. No, no, coffin ball head. Shanded as most of parliament. They were not even ready to listen or debate their own review budget. They were not there. Kwame Asamba no can some too. The claim of there and Kukusha say a member one Sikasama at Twapansam, Ghana you to want to what the fly want to a Juma Samaya Basa. A man for Kasamaya Basani now is because of COVID-19. And then the second issue was that impony in an waiting Wabo Aten Okwana. Kwame, let me clear this. COVID-19 rather came to expose yani economy na at Twapansam. Mama figures. Now, in 2019, in a COVID-19 bagana, Kwame saying them. Because in 2019, your first case, it was 12 March 2020. In 2019, and I bossy a yabo from President Mahama the time of the January 2016, equals to 2019 was 256 billion.
Yes.
That time the hospital Krumpo. That time the school then Krumpo. That time the Yanya Kwanu Krumpo. That time no yensi market tire President Mahama si kotokwa market ni yensi bi. Kwame, that time no na say ye de yane ajapaze ya tototo. Yane capacity another commitment able to use to ya bosi a your friend debt to GDP ratio na. Kwame no 63%. President Mahama time no ojan 55%. Kwame, na your COVID ma. Kwame, adoya rahu there. What free BB depreciation of CD.
Yes.
But when the exchange rates and when the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate was supposed to. And about me on Kawas also a digitization. Kwame, I told you I wrote in bra, na ye fia bemuno. in the Sydney depreciate little over 7%. What it means was that at that time, in the way to influence production, the unemployment rate was little over 8%. Today, you can say unemployment rate is going 14 to 15%. All because in 2019 and the year COVID, in the Sydney depreciated close to 13.5%. In fact, the city was declared one of the weakest currency in Africa in 2019. Why mean the 2019 or COVID?
There be.
I mean, budget deficit. Budget deficit body. It's a per 1 cedi. The Dwabo debate fund and no bosom 80 pesos. I mean, take a 1 cedi is getting more 80 pesos. I've been for 20 pesos. I don't them. You know, yet the 1 cedi in Kadi Jumama, yes, as your Kobo was here 50 pesos. They can 1 cedi no on often budget deficit. At the time of 2019, no, our budget deficit, no, your budget deficit was around 11%. Was around 11%. Kwame, that time on Ivory Coast. In Ivory Coast, in the ones who COVID, no, a bit so. No one's where economy not today, but what budget deficit na year record 11%. No, in 2019, Ivory Coast was recording little over 2.9%. Kwame, COVID ne bid do Nigeria February and Sunday bill Ghana. The budget deficit in Nigeria at the time was 2.3%. Compare it with Ghana. Kwame. So clearly before nya able COVID in the economy na I just repeat economy now to say so that issue is neither here nor there. Aside there COVID in the ben yes as you most 22 billion that's the first of COVID problem. Kwame unde amafuche scammer Korea for I show 220 or work up you. We made $3 million. Ko one 2021 budget for the media review budget.
That's right.
It is there. Sikana tukase na edibia ma ofa na opon kroma etuka ase na advert or the teachers mo way no ya spend close to 10 billion OCDs on advert alone. Kwame dem follow Ghanaians almost 530 billion. Messi tata bakache oh COVID is can po many be Messi tata is in Sanirugu parliamentary candidate for MPP 2020.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, 50,000. Ne vice sunya 10,000 and all that.
Yeah.
Why you won't change? I say in I shot na to say at the time. Ghana for na here for you. So it was not as if the COVID no say in World Bank country director. He said that Ghanaians were facing financial and economic challenges even before COVID.
Ben wakasa sa te bia buburo na wo ka no. He say ya sha se ma ye muso.
One will figures in Kwame. 2022 budget. Target I was setting more. The 2022 budget, also I read. In fact, we review budget 2020 last 2 days here. Also, Mr. Speaker, that's page 6. Mr. Speaker, as we do usually, the 2023 budget we presented in November 2022 using end September 2022 data. We now have end December 2022 data, which indicates overall GDP, so the economy will grow overall was 3.1% in 2020.
Yeah.
Kwame, also, no, what targets the economy will grow 3.7%. 2016, President Mahama was 1 month was in the overall GDP was little over 5.1%. So even one target to crown power or 3.7% in 2020, 2022, they didn't meet the target. They only recorded 3.1%. Kwame, say look him. Na say bia impo anya de kra na stra improvement kakra bem 3.1%. At the end of year 2023 Kwame how na lay wo budget and 2023 hwa abaka economy will grow right. So 3.1 at least back the economy you will still maintain a benchmark of 3.7% into my achieving for 2023. But 2023 budget will grow by 2.8%. So one sample or channel or 2 was set to target wiring when 2 wiring wins. In any case, 2.8%. In an answer, I also that be to me and it is sample 1.5%. I mean, it turn around. Now look at see. Inflation 2022 December getting inflation of 54.1%. The whole of Africa na 23rd a BC Ghana beko semda President Mahama was 1 year omo obomino oja a little over 15.4% in 2016. What it means was that Secretary 10 cities at the time of President Mahama Kwame it to kokonte it to sardine it to anything you can use the 10 cities for. Today 10 cities separate for JT one fancham and to fantachu mompo.
Yeah.
because inflation no reduce another across by 54.1%. And now one over catching 2023 no will target inflation of 28%.
Yeah.
Kwame 2023 when to achieve 28%. This is inflation of 42%.
That's
and then
right.
answer what parliament what's this a wire revised from 18% to 30%.
31 and now 30%.
30%.
Okay.
And it is sad. It's Kwame where you turn around nana. Kwame tell Haso I say December inflation there I've said that. Then deficit. Kwame deficit. Tell me busy kechire sika albo wusem na edwuma ade.
We deficit na obeso oboduam kakra. But mamenka yetiefo no se yeguso a ye cheche sika e wo mensa ka promo no so. Etiaka eye Ghana dehye mienu a ye ba be che omusika. Koso an dial *274# ne twa mane gum. Ebi ebetima ye wo sisie ne ye ba be fro. Na wetimi enya sika no. John Twaso.
Kwame, one word deficit. You have no okay, be offer the Fiscal Responsibility Act.
That's right.
That's our spending come or you know more than 5%. But 2019 deficit is around 10%. 2020 almost 15.1%. One deficit at the say even the same act no with the same deficit when two wins that or watch one. Kwame, if your deficit now, what kind now? Wow, catch there on commitment basis. Waba achieve your friend then 5.9%. Kwame they ended up achieve 7.7%. So when you turn around, no, Kwame, lending rate is between 40 to 43%. In fact, President Mahama time in 2016, in the policy rate now, Bank of Ghana will raise him among manufacturing companies into me yegmanu. It was little over 16.7%.
Yeah.
Kwame was the other day Mahama. And then you can say cumulatively, we're increasing by more than 800 base points.
Yeah.
It's more than 8%, I can say, or 30%.
Yeah.
On a turnaround. No. Kwame, turnaround is what IMF. Turnaround is debt restructuring. There, I mean, our year to harmony, yet the Yeti to bank. Then Yanko Pobe Adom. Na say beer in there, or the years you pay 29% one as interest income. Yen to me, yana. What the question? I just said 2028. And son will to on a turn around.
Okay.
Kwame, if you look at the entire situation, Bank of Ghana Susi and at the end of the day, no bubri na yeti now Bank of Ghana is bankrupt. Bank of Ghana is totally bankrupt. I expect that by this time or that others know it or resign.
Yeah.
To the extent that individual banks when it's a car say what ujima what do one share Bank of Ghana would the miscanable for equity no.
Yeah.
Says I was working on Bank of Ghana 55 billion or share.
Yeah.
Bank of Ghana my country also Busebi or the man no. It's as a result of them selling to the way to Wama. Them Sikana Ako almost by 70 billion because no yet Wapayade, a bit more sky or the Bakata or the Bakita one and want to more than Skana you want. Hey, it is never true. Per their own report, audit report, another annual report 2020 no, 2022 no.
Okay,
it's demonstrated there.
Right,
negative 70 billion has been missing in Bank of Ghana because there is kind of share. Kwame, so I show one annual report.
Me why me the way e jada si power mu na me sa ba nchen but sabre ye sentwefo wo a circuit court 1 e won kran ha mo de amadebo ba e kire say suspect e wo Cecilia Dapa case no they are opposed for no they are yet to produce suspect no na court no nanka was Atenase by 8:30 sabre abono nkro apawnsima aduonum baako case no ye nyam frey crampo na yade ya shase ba nia ye reporters atie no say opposed for no they are yet to produce suspect e was Cecilia Dapa a case ye need ye kira wa bra ye kwa ni ye de ni nyina be bra but prof mamra nchan ya tane corner na
that is what they say but my fan one say budget I present here no they did a lot of austerity measures. Yepese yeti budget deficit so nanso yempese mpuntu ana growth esofa and so you realize that they have cut expenditure by 21 billion. What does it mean? if you cut expenditure by 21 billion, does it mean that those things are okay? It doesn't mean we don't need those things. But what they are trying to tell us is that the government is not doing very well.
Yeah.
It means that we are in trouble. We know we cannot hit our target revenues. And so we need to reduce our expenditure. That's what they are telling us. We call it austerity measures.
Yeah, but we reduce
budget deficit. And I say buying losses. But at the same time, you have growth. And then what does it mean? What it means here is that government is afraid that the tax revenues are on my dream and so Obano be catcher and say, oh, media means our budget no more. I will not do any special review. Now, Timam for a bond sema. We have not done anything. What we must know is that if you cut expenditure, what it means is that see, our ports are virtually empty. Our ports are virtually empty because of the heinous taxes. People are diverting goods to other ports through Cote d'Ivoire and through other places. How do you want to raise revenue? You cannot. We have obnoxious taxes. Taxes anka was say to me ye council. We don't listen. Civil society is talking. Share utiti maya and yet taxes to do and a yebibi. It is about your policies. Our fiscal policies are so bad.
But see, yeska.
Yeska, but so yes, it's a fitiplaku more than ever. And so you don't want to get the money just straight away. You need to plan it. If you want to tax people so huge, they'll begin to run. They'll begin to do. So you see the ports are empty because they are diverting every good. And so the tax incomes are not coming. The revenues are not coming. Now let me say this. So they cut expenditure by 21 billion. They have gone into the market to borrow 5.5 billion already.
Yeah.
Now they are telling us that they are going further to borrow another 41 billion.
And our market and our local market.
Local market.
Ghana, Treasury bills, Treasury bill market.
Yes. Yes. What does it mean? At the end of a commodity mamufo.
Me omo ka so bonko ho.
Yes. Omo kan. Commodity mamufo. Wa bayan mo ankasa so wo se commodity. Enti ye kwahin. If I never fa. Enti the explanation to this whole thing is that the government is doing so poorly. Now the indications show if you go into the bond market and you are buying treasury bills and you are buying already 5.5 billion, is an aspect of mopping liquidity from the system. What happens is that you are putting pressure on the little credit in the system. That little credit, what happens when you put pressure, the cost of capital goes high.
That's right.
And so because of Kobobusu and NSC, say a bit of Hokrana, new boarding. And Intina, say interest rate is rating between 39. Right now, interest rate actually, the monetary policy is around 30%. But some factor on risk BBR is hovering around 43%. Look, Wakobobusia, Udibeye Juma. You need to raise about 50% for interest costs. Interest costs is 50%. So you'll be asking yourself, how much do I need to make as profit? It means I should be thinking about 150% profit. Why wouldn't there be inflation? Why wouldn't there be inflation? And the inflation will continually rise.
Also, anye biani ye ni over 50% no. Yaba form. It's no natural say ya 10 corner no.
That is
see ye ni like Canadian no and then 50.
It's going up.
No, say ade no say ye ni 50 ni mu bio. Yaba 40 mu ho no.
It's not a serious.
It's no. And a basidi no so a. Ye ni number bi ane ye wo kane no.
But
do you say gina fa akọ kakra?
No.
Do you know the effect? Do you know the effect? When you are borrowing from the economy, who bought Busia Afri a man to Mamma Foniho, Busiana who born in the and is a who catcher and say, hey, me yaske utris can you ya? Omo ye do manano, what you almost or so I will give you maybe let's say I'll give you 28%. Me yeduma. I buy boss Busia me ho treasury bill. No, I'm 28%. One son catcher me say in the near future I will borrow another 42 billion cities or 41 point something billion cities. And this is make it time no matter I buy so what happens? It slows economic activity. Me business. And yes, sir, it slows economic activity. Unemployment rate will be very high. All those things will come. And so what happens at the end is that inflation rate will go very high. Inflation rate ever goes through. When inflation goes high, unemployment is so high. There will be pressure further on the currency. Depreciation will go again. So they are estimating depreciation to be around 31%.
That's right.
And I expect it to go very high.
You mean inflation?
Depreciation.
Okay.
Depreciation around 31%.
Any depreciation?
Yes. It's even negative.
Very negative. And then inflation around 30%. And they cannot hold these figures. No. Because when you look at all this, you are yet going, you have created a sensation. You are telling the people, hold your money. That's another
debt exchange program.
It is possible.
Yes, they even announced it.
So that debt exchange program now and a Bank of Ghana say and also
so the possibility here is this. What is happening to our budgets currently is that government has not done it. They are turning around. Yes. Oh, inflation was true. Intimate expenditure by 21 billion. Now maybe say expenditure now ye free hono. And ye bia sanya mano. Yen here be moana. Yen here be. And I say budget is just providing basic needs for people. Yeah. It's not about ostentations. And this is we training in Aviono. What are you trying to tell us? We call it austerity measures. You just want to reduce and make the figures good.
All right, John,
that is all it is.
John, I'm found rem na and some na me raise I hear omo argument omo advance no. Mama nto nka ho say anya bia no e ba ye sidi na ho den na and think of form to say na na take an no.
And yeah, under our watch, a little over 7%. That is the CD depreciation. So which means that 7%, you know, say investor.
John Bobo wait till we don't do now.
Your investor will boost your confidence. 54, 55, 56%. Yeah. That's a back there. If today it is 30%, they are a moderate situation. Then you and I make it about here. In what year pen or watching them, they don't think normal because these are the statistics. Last 2 weeks alone, the city lost 1.03%. In fact, the following week, just last week, the city lost 1.34% to what do you call it? The dollar.
Okay,
that's the major currency.
Yeah.
So every now and then, on daily basis, the city depreciates. The fact there, cumulatively, nasa afibo kone wi e wona yebo wo fa na wasi to na auto anam amen seminar enya afiko na wi 2022 na yenya city depreciation of 55%. So what is he talking about? There's nothing like fiscal measures about what savage situation I will say no. So we need President Mahama because under his watch the city did not get to the level as I be.
But so we know about Beswa.
We know about Boston top and them are buying so simple. Bank of Ghana should not continue to be printing money as we are doing now.
Because
what you have to do is to reduce tax. Digitization, you should rather increase the tax base. Kwame, in 1 2 year, what I want to tax. I mean, we want to tax net. No, 1%. Now, abundance in your tax. Not that solve situation because it's on to capital market. Kwame. I didn't know buying digitizing here, so in fan count, no, 1%. I ain't even it's not 4%. But if abundance 1%, the count is 4%, but you put in a way then what we are under the watch of President Mahama. President Mahama mobile in there, or network in your side, then aka tax net no, so that compliance should be very, very effective. Now we're just needless tax waiver exemption. what the memo one quantanum no one year no kunkumais. Tax waiver alone in last year was whooping around $4 billion.
Very well.
Kwame, so there are a lot of things President Mama can do to salvage the situation.
But I say John Bambir and I think so Professor Doon so but I say pa ne obra winya mai. But my main time say wa bra dey come na ba na we na di dwumadi na ba na we no. Ajuma krado ono so ba be cheska ni bi. The otoso miensa wodi enkunim no. Ne number ne 0558251 ewa ye fra wa wanfa wona ye third winner winya 500 Ghana cedis. And I think so the otoso 9 ono so anya 500 cedis no. Ono so ya fra na ye